Alright, welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about cosigning and why I don't recommend cosigning, but I'm also going to give you some alternatives to cosigning as well as benefits of not cosigning on any loan at all. Specifically, we're going to be talking more about cars and as well as mortgages, because with large purchases is where I see it happen most commonly, and I see people have the most issues with their decision. So co-signing basically is an act where you're going to be putting your credit on the line to vouch for another person. And basically you're saying, if this person does not pay the loan, I am going to take responsibility and I'm going to take it over. There's so many reasons why this could turn out bad. That person could lose their job. That person could get injured. You and that person's relationship could break. There's a million reasons and causes for cosigns to go wrong, and they go wrong all the time, every day, and it's just amazing how many different scenarios you can end up with cosigns. You can end up paying for something or being financially responsible for something for someone, and they have the vehicle or the home or whatever it is, and you don't even have access to it, and you're still financially responsible. I've seen it happen time after time. Mom and son, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, best friends. And moral of the story is, don't think anyone is immune to this. Your best option is to never get involved in these situations. So with that being said, what are some alternatives to co-signing? Well, one is credit repair for that person. Now, once again, we're talking about big purchases here. So usually you're talking about cars and homes. So you could help them by referring them to, a YouTube channel such as this one, where they can learn how to repair their credit for free. You can refer them to a credit repair company. You may even be benevolent enough to help that person pay, because once again, with them having such a big purchase, it will be more beneficial for you even to pay for the credit repair than it would be for you to be financially responsible if something was to happen to them or with your relationship and they choose not to pay back that debt. Now, the next thing is they can begin rebuilding their credit, and you can help them in that process if you so choose to, by giving them, their deposit for their secured card. Maybe you loan them the deposit for the secured card, and when the card unsecures is when they have to pay you back. Maybe they pay you back over time. Maybe, you just point them in the direction of a good secured card, or a good credit product that they can get. There's a lot of free ones on this channel that don't require a deposit. So, feel free to kind of go through, look at a few of them, Grain, Kickoff, and check them out. Because like I always say, I don't really recommend, going with the free ones. If you can, go with a secured one, but if you have no other option and you need something reporting, you can always check those out. The next thing is, once again, you can add them as an authorized user, and what you can actually do is you can either have your bank do a no issue for the card, or you can have your bank restrict the limit to the card to where it's very minimal. You can make it $50, or you can even make it $0 with many banks now. So that's always an option, and then I'll have people say, well, they don't want to give me their social security number, their information for me to add them as an authorized user. Well, if they're not willing to give you their information for you to add them as an authorized user, you shouldn't be willing to give them your information to add you as a cosigner. If they can't trust you with their social security number, you can't trust them with yours. That should just be quite obvious and straightforward. I don't even know why you'd want to co-sign for someone who wouldn't allow you to add them as an AU to boost their credit. Next, they can look for alternative financing, either owner financing with cars, buy here, pay here's. There's alternatives always to bank financing. So they can look for alternative financing, and then they won't even need you to provide your information to use as a cosigner. And lastly, a lot of cases, the dealers want to seal certain deals, or someone wants a certain price. So that's why they'll say, oh, we'll call and see if you can get someone to cosign for you. But that doesn't mean that that person can't get approved individually. So just allow them to apply on their own and see if they do get denied or not. A lot of the times that's people's wake up call that, hey, I don't need this car if the interest rate's going to be 30% or 28% or 10 plus percent. Okay, I don't need this car. Never mind, keep it. Sometimes that's just a wake up call that people need to get themselves out of certain bad financial decisions anyway. And lastly, the benefits of you not co-signing for them. For one, you're not extending any responsibility. So anything that could happen that goes wrong, which I'm telling you guys goes wrong all day, every day, you're not going to be responsible for it. It's going to be purely on them. Next, there's going to be no effect to your credit score. So this can affect your credit score negatively. It can affect your credit score positively because you're not putting your score on the line for them. And lastly, there will be no change in your debt to income ratio, meaning you are not going to change in how much you are owing the banks, because if you let someone co-sign a car or a home into your name, all of that debt is going to go on your credit report, and it could potentially hinder you later on down the line when you want to make a larger purchase. So by not co-signing, you're alleviating that responsibility from yourself. So those are the things that I really want you to think about when it comes down to co-signing for other people. Let them be responsible for themselves. Let them hold their own responsibility. Do not hold yourself responsible from anyone else, regardless of if they are a parent, child, significant other, best friend. Let them do it on their own. Help them through the process, and that's being the best friend or family member that you can be. With that being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you